side to the weekend, and you could have taken your pick across a few here, but it was surely the Showdown. It's a South Australian obsession, but the ramifications of what happened with the upset win of the Crows, well, that just changed everything.
Welcome to the centre of the universe. Well, at least for the next 3 hours it is. For AFL fans in Adelaide, it doesn't get any bigger than this. White, with all the speed, takes on Riley. He drops him. He sizes them up. This will be huge. All the way home. One of the goals of the year.
What a highlight of the match.
Balls it across the goal! Oh, I don't believe it!
He's paid it.
It's your man, Wakes! Little Samuel Gray!
He hung and hung and hung and hung and then even hung again!
Shots! Huge! The atmosphere is just amazing here. Great smile. Little things like that. Lyons chips it. Dangerfield to pick on the run. Gives it up. Slam forward. This is an epic. Eddie strikes the tackle. Could he from there? Eddie! Oh, it's his field of dreams.
Once is a point, two is genius!
He kicks towards goal! That's the icing! Eddie goes to the crowd and he says, just leave it to me!
If you find a sport, a game, a contest as epic as this, give me a call.
And there is the siren. Port Adelaide's unbeaten run at the Adelaide Oval comes to an end.
There's the siren! The crazy one! An amazing result!
We just know in AFL football that you have to be there every week, and you have to be there every moment of every week, you know, because every week we get reminders in this game that if you're off a little bit, you're in trouble.
It just gives our fans a chance to drive home tonight, or going home on public transport, just to sort of wear the jumper and the scarf and the beanie with a bit of pride, and but also to understand that we've got plenty of fight left in us, and we're going to give it everything we've got.
A rise has won the Adelaide Army tonight.
And at the end of it all, the Crows can make the 8 and Port Adelaide losers top spot. And when you roll ramifications into the theatre of it all, she was a good night at the footy.
Oh, it was a great night at the footy. Ken Hinkley, I love listening to him when he said, "This every moment. You got to play every moment." The Crows come out after half time and played that game like, right, we're going to lift. And they lifted collectively, and their approach to the contest, you could see it. It was like 1 and 2s, and when they got it, they ran. It was just physical. Scott Thompson is having an unbelievable patch this season and in his career. He's leading from the middle. It's just been fantastic. Sam Jacobs was terrific. You know, we said last week, we think Port Adelaide will win, but I reckon that the Crows might get close. They were really disappointed losing to Essendon over here. It was just great for footy. When you don't barrack for the team, the consequences of it's opened up the ladder. We've now got at round 15, we're down to 10th spot.
Yep. It felt last week, when we sat here at this time, it felt like the top 4 had been shut off and the top 8 had been shut off. But you only need one of these results. And there'll be another one in 3 weeks' time, and there'll be another one 2 weeks after that.
I hope so.
That just will change the mathematics of all of it. So Port Adelaide, who had that 2-game buffer, it's evaporated, and they're there in the wash with Hawthorn and the Swans.
Oh, well, now they're a little bit vulnerable.
No doubt.
Yeah, they're under more pressure now than they've probably been this year.
And we'll give their injury toll in a moment. And then on the outside looking in is Essendon will be just so rueful about what happened on Friday night.
Bomber will be angry. I wonder if he subsided. I reckon if we bring it back up with Bomber, he'll get that anger back about the missed opportunity.
Yep, and then there's Adelaide sitting in 9th place, who we've just had this there's been this dull feeling about Adelaide since Walker came back, and you've sort of been waiting and waiting and waiting. Well, that's the one that can sort of open up the possibilities.
Did you see that Matthew Wright-Smuller?
Yes, yeah.
You know those moments that Ken Hinkley was just talking about? That was a moment and a half because the ball was getting transferred downfield. You never know what's going to happen. And Wright threw himself just head, body first, and it turned into a goal. They are the moments that good teams do all the time.
It's hard to be the front runner. Port Adelaide has got a little bit of injury creeping in now as well. So Jackson Trengove, and this might have been worse in some ways coming back as 2 to 4 weeks felt like an okay result, but it's still potentially a month without. He's such a central figure.
Oh, they both are, mate. They've lost their centre-half back, old-fashioned centre-half back.
2 to 3 as well.
Sorry for cutting you off. It is your show. But you understand what I'm saying about call them whatever you like. Fullback, centre-half back, your key defenders. And they are very good at their job. So they're not going to find one. They've got to find two to stand up. You know, will they send Westhoff back? You know, there's one, because we need experience back there and we find someone else. I would love to know, Jared, the next 2 weeks. So I want you to keep talking. Exeter next.
So
there. And after that,
it's Richmond at Etihad and then Melbourne at the Adelaide Oval.
Well, who knows what Richmond can do? Who knows what Richmond can do? Who knows? But
missing your two key defenders makes you vulnerable in games where, from the outside, it looked like everything was going okay. That's a genuinely hard game against Essendon.
Yeah, it is. Kingy spoke last week, remember, on the program about injuries at this time of the year. Rioli, a really bad one. These are only 2 and 3 weeks, but if they happen to drop one of these games while they're out, it's a really, really bad luck.
There's no margin for error up the top, and that's what makes it such a glorious season in a way.